Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 9 of Valkyrie Pro Wrestling. And of course, tonight, or today's episode, we have Riot Rumble. We also have a few little things to talk about here. As you can see, Christy Higgins has been offered a contract by QAW. So I think it's pretty interesting. I think it's actually going to be really beneficial for her to go and work for that company as well. Obviously, she's already based in America, so we're still going to be paying, I would say, a fair amount of her travel cover. Kate Lilly has also been offered a contract. She's also in the southeast of the USA as well, despite being Canadian. But anyway, and as you can see, she's going for a little bit more, but also going to QAW at the same time. So I feel like that's really beneficial. And then we have another surprising little email here as well. And that is Maisie Laurels, who was somebody I was interested in, potentially bringing to the company. And she's going to be let go. She's going to be leaving EWA. So she'll essentially become a free agent. She'll be unemployed, which will then mean that we're able to potentially ask her to come and work in Oceania, which would allow her to work for our company. So I would like to get her in. She's only 23. She's also English, so it kind of, I guess, plays into maybe the Thea Davis. We could potentially create maybe an English or British stable for ourselves. As you can see, she's pretty good. She's not amazing. She's obviously needs a lot more work as well, but she has really good entertainment skills, really solid star quality, decent brawling, decent basics. I mean, all of the sort of fundamental skills are all there. Irrepressible personality, which is obviously a very good personality type to have. Just needs to work on the psychology, as does, most of our roster. So I feel like she would be very decent to get in, and I would like to get her in as well. And then finally, our merchandise did finally upgrade. The first thing we're going to do for this episode is start upgrading to level 5. There we go. The quicker we do that, the better. Now, as you can see, the finances, we're down just below 90,000. But as you can see, I feel like we are progressing. It's slowly sort of getting lower and lower. That was our lowest loss in a month, which I think is beneficial, just under 17,000. And if you think about it, we're only about $500 away from actually making a profit normally. Obviously, we have a $16,500 dojo upkeep cost to continue to pay for, but that is a must. Starting to think maybe it was kind of a bad idea for the dojo to happen at, I guess, at that point in time at the beginning of the series. But I felt like I just wanted to get in some dojo graduates pretty much straight away. And what I mean by straight away is obviously you have to wait 12 months before any dojo graduates actually come through. Once again, Hashimoto is going to be missing. I think she's going to be back in about 14 days. So next episode, she will make her return. We've also got Calliope. And yeah, she lifted the locker room, providing a free crate of drinks for everybody. So that's beneficial. Let's do some meddling here as well. Never mind, we can't. Because Hashimoto's not actually going to be at the show. Because she's unavailable. Anyway, once again, Sydney, let's get booking. Now, we are going to try and book a 15-woman battle royale. Not sure if we have 15 workers though. That's kind of the I guess the downside to this match. We might be able to pull it off. Let's use everybody except for Ariyoshi to at least begin with. Yeah, we're going to be short. I think we're going to be short. That's unfortunate. I think we're literally going to be one short. I wanted to sign somebody, but I decided not to. And now I'm really regretting it because we can't even sign anybody on a local worker contract. There is no women, so, or at least, yeah. I mean, obviously there's no women. There's no women to begin with. I mean, I guess I really don't want to ruin the series and bring a man in. So I guess what we're gonna do is we'll go a 10-woman battle royale, and then we can just have 2 extra matches on the card itself. So let's do that instead. It's actually kind of, in a weird way, it's actually more beneficial for us. But what we'll do, we obviously want our sort of main eventers in the match itself. So let's put in Christy. She's also very good. Calliope is going to come in. Kate Lily, of course. Viper is going to be in there. Chikanatsu is going to be in there. Let's go Thea. Let's go. I want Ruby Reese in the match as well. Alright, who else? We've got 2 spots left. I feel like Rekka should be in the match. So yeah, we'll put her in as well. And then finally, I guess Joyrider. Joyrider is actually pretty good, isn't she? Yeah, she's actually decent. So let's go Joyrider. She's only recognizable by the fans, which isn't exactly ideal, but at the same time, it should be fine. Should be fine. Okay, so who is going to win the match? I think it has to be this woman. I think she's by far the most impressive of the series so far, apart from obviously our world champion at Tsuko, Ariyoshi. But yeah, I've said it in a few episodes that I really think that she's been pretty decent overall. I guess our 3rd and 4th sort of finalists in the match can be Calliope and maybe Christy. Yeah, we'll go Christy as well. I guess the most eliminations we'll give to Rekka. I mean, just something for her in the match, I guess, to get out of the match, potentially. Because she's obviously not going to be winning. She doesn't really, I guess, have the star quality that we need at the moment. Anyway, our Steal the Show match can be Etsuko taking on Aki Cameo. See if she can carry her to a decent rating on the, I guess, our middle match of the night here. Obviously non-title, so let me actually just change that to a Steal the Show match. Obviously, we're essentially using all 14 workers that are active at the moment, so it's going to be an expensive show as well. And then our final match is going to be Black Diamond and Mochizuki. I think we have done this match. Done it twice, and it's been pretty bad both times. Do I want to give an upset victory? Yeah, let's do it. I feel like Black Diamond's won both of the other times they've taken each other on. As far as angles go, let's go. I want to go Kate, Lily, and Debbie. And I guess they can have our pre-main event angle together. Do I want to script them? I don't think we will script them. Let's go unscripted. Kind of gotta risk it for the biscuit. I guess for this match, let's go work the crowd. It might help it. It might help it. It might not. And then finally, Etsuko can have a promo of her own before her match with Aki Cameo. I mean, I feel like that looks pretty good. I'm wondering if I can maybe give this match an extra 5 minutes without any penalties. We can. Okay, well that's perfect. That's going to go, the Battle Royale itself, or the Riot Rumble match, is going to go for 25 minutes, with the other 2 matches going for 12. So yeah, let's run the show. Okay, it's worse than their last two encounters. We start the show off with a 16 rated opening contest with Kichi Mochizuki defeating Black Diamond in 11:38 by pinfall with a Swan Dive Senton Bomb. Nice finisher. But as you can see, the bout dragged in the middle with a lack of flow being noticeable, and Mochizuki was really off her game as well. So she only got a 14 in-ring performance. Kind of a letdown. Kind of a letdown. And yeah, I think their first match was like a 20, their second match was like a 22, something like that. So this 16 is, quite a bit worse. Quite a bit worse. Anyway, we move on to a 42 rated promo. So this is actually, I think, 1 point better than her last promo in the last episode, which was prior to her World Heavyweight title defense against Thea Davis. So potentially she's getting better and better, at least with the promos. In the ring, I mean, she's the best we have. So there we go. That's a definite steal the show match. Get a 51 rating from Etsuko Ariyoshi defeating Aki Kamio in 11:42 by submission with an Ariyoshi lockdown. 62 in-ring performance there from Ariyoshi. And Aki Kamio was really off her game as well. And she only managed to get a 17 in-ring performance. Of course, we got the hot new move for Etsuko. And of course, she also looked good out there. So 51, potentially going to beat the Battle Royale. Hopefully not. But the Riot Rumble match could be lacking a little bit. Anyway, we then go into that's unfortunate, a 28 rated angle from Lily and Rose. And as you can see, both Kate Lily and Debbie Rose, they both struggled going off script. Definitely should have scripted them. I kind of thought that I might have needed to, and the fact that they both failed when going off script means that we literally need to make sure that we script them, I think, for every promo going forward. But yeah, they both say that, of course, they're the only real tag team in VALPRO, and they're going to be teaming up tonight in the hope that one of them will win the Riot Rumble match. The match itself only gets a 43. I mean, arguably our two biggest stars in the company, both Yu Hashimoto and, of course, Etsuko Ariyoshi, both not in this match. So obviously a 43, probably, I guess, a fair representation of, the workers that were actually involved. I mean, we do still have a fair amount of talent involved in this match. But yeah. Anyway, we have Kate Lily winning the Riot Rumble match in 25 minutes and 2 seconds. The other members of the Final Four were Debbie Rose, Calliope Woodchuck, and Christy Higgins, with Debbie Rose being the final elimination. And of course, Rekka got the most eliminations over the course of the match as well. So yeah, basically it was the final two of Lily and Rose. And Kate just managed to hip her tag team partner and, of course, win the Riot Rumble match, and in turn becoming the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight title. So on the next episode, she will be getting a world title shot against Etsuko. Let's finish the show. We get an overall rating of 42 for Riot Rumble 2020. Not exactly the best show rating we could have gotten. Obviously, the main event counts for quite a lot of our actual overall show ratings. So a 43 instead of a 51, I guess. It's pretty telling of, how bad that main event kind of was in the long term, I guess. Obviously, having Hashimoto in that match would have been pretty beneficial. Anyway, I'm going to praise Kate Lily. We'll praise Debbie Rose as well. And then we'll also praise Calliope. Just in the hopes, she was very happy with our speech there. So potentially she'll have no morale issues now. And of course, once we get Hashimoto back, we'll get her involved in a show and praise her as well, in the hopes that we get rid of her minor morale issues. So there we go, just her left. This is what the backstage currently looks like. Obviously, the Hashimoto Calliope Woodchuck negative relationship. They have tension. Not an actual negative relationship yet. And unfortunately, Ruby Reese has a mildly negative influence. But I do like Ruby. I feel like she could be a decent star. She does have a gloomy personality. But I think that could also maybe be momentum and then also the poor gimmick. So we'll have to wait and see. There was a suggestion of bringing in her tag team partner, Sabrina Wells. It's a possibility. Actually, you know what? While we're on camera right now, let's have a look. Let's go and find Sabrina. Sabrina's pretty talented as well. She's actually got better psychology than Ruby does, but obviously lower basics. But she's also much better on the microphone. So that's actually quite good. Really good star quality there. Very solid in the ring as well with those primaries. So let's see if she'll come. Let's talk to her as well. But as you can see, she's not really interested in coming to Oceania. So that's a downside. She's also unemployed. So I'm not 100% sure on why that is. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Might have something to do with the size of our actual roster. We might have maybe too many workers, and she doesn't want to potentially come and work for us. I don't know. Anyway, we are up to 12 popularity in New South Wales. We are getting very, very close to going up to tiny size, which is essentially, I think it's essentially small size in, I guess in 2016 TEW terms. So we're getting pretty close. Essentially only, what, 5 episodes away? Which is really not all that much at all, to be honest. We're also getting pretty close to the end of the year, really. Of course, our next event is Neckbreaker Blues, which will be October's event. And then we have Bombshell Blowout. And then finally our end of season finale, which is Summer Sizzler, which I am really looking forward to. I feel like we'll have a pretty big main event for that show in its own right. Anyway, that is going to be it for the episode. Actually, let's take a quick look at Kate Lilly, who is actually up to 13 popularity. She went up to 12 from the last show, but now up to 13 in New South Wales, which I believe, it's the same. The same as Atsuko. That's gonna be a really good main event. I know it is, again, heel versus heel, but again, it's only loosely enforced. So there is some real potential there. There is definitely some real potential. Also, Debbie Rose up to 12 popularity as well. Essentially gaining 1 point. Rekka also up to 11 popularity. I feel like a lot of our heels, we've kind of been pushing our heels a little bit too hard. So I think girls like Christy Higgins, she needs to get a few victories underneath her belt. I guess Thea Davis as well. And Calliope as well. So we need to push at least, I would say those 3 faces would be decent. Maybe even Ruby Reese as well. We could do some sort of tag team action with some of those girls. Anyway, that is going to be the end of the episode, guys. Please make sure you give it a like if you haven't already. Really does mean a lot to me. It shows your support for this series. Again, I am doing daily episodes. It is quite difficult to find the time, not only to record these episodes, but also to get them rendered, and of course to get them uploaded and scheduled for you guys each and every night. And of course I've got a lot of real life stuff going on as well. But I'm not complaining. This is, one of my hobbies that I absolutely love doing. I'm very passionate about it. And yeah, I want to say thank you if you are indeed liking these videos. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well if you haven't already. I do like seeing the subscriber count go up and up. It's really just a motivating factor. Now, I do these not to make money, because I really don't make any money from them, but just for the love of the game, and a lot of your, seeing your support and your comments as well. Of course, you guys know who you are. You comment on every video nearly. And I just want to say I appreciate you guys. And yeah, apart from that, as always, take it easy and goodbye.